Alright, what's going on, guys? Trevor back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be talking about the Avengers 2, which we'll probably see in either 2014 or 2015. Most likely 2015. This one's going to be talking about what characters I would like to see and what I want to see for the movie. So I think in terms of the Avengers cast themselves, we can probably add on, I'd say, maybe 2 new members, maybe 3. I think right off the bat you have to go with, if you're going to just pick 2, they can sort of be introduced together. So probably what I would do if I was in their situation is I would introduce Ant-Man and Wasp together, since well, they are pretty much together, and you could introduce them with the same backstory. So even though that's 2 characters, that could kind of count as one, because you could combine their introductions together and just have them in the same part, and then have them introduced into the Avengers team. At the same time. So that would really just count as one introduction to be done for, even though it's 2 characters, it could be put together. The other one I would probably do, I think, might be Black Panther. I think Black Panther is a really, really cool character. Maybe one of the most interesting characters in all of the Avengers. And that would make the Avengers roster pretty big. That would put the team at 7 characters in total to introduce those 3 new ones. So you might want to take out a couple characters from the first movie. Now, I don't know in terms of contractual agreements how many movies Scarlett Johansson has signed on to as Black Widow, or the actor who plays Hawkeye has signed on to. But I think either of those could really be taken out. I don't think you need to have them in the movie again. A lot of people are complaining, or were complaining, about Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow and how she doesn't really seem to fit in with the rest of the cast. And I think that's just because in the comic books you just kind of accept that the Black Widow would be in there. But when you see it in live action, you're kind of like, really? A normal woman is able to do all this kind of stuff and fight with the Avengers and all that? And it just kind of looks a little comic booky and a little bit surreal, so to speak. It doesn't seem to be too realistic, to me anyway. And I'm sure many others as well feel the same way. So I'm not sure in terms of contracts how many movies they've signed on for. If both of them, the actor who plays Hawkeye and Black Widow, sign on for a bunch more, then they might kind of have to be in there by default. And that could prevent Marvel from adding on additional characters. But I think you'd kind of want to put Ant-Man, Giant Man in there just for the wow factor, you know? The wow factor of seeing Giant Man on the big screen, I think, would be amazing. I mean, even for just like promotional purposes and advertising and trailers for the movie to get people in seats, Giant Man makes for some really cool live action scenes. I mean, in my opinion anyway, doesn't he? Like, think about it. You could just do some, like, in the trailer, just have a couple minutes of him transforming and then maybe punching something or kicking somebody or doing something. He's just such a cool character. Wasp is in there just to kind of create some variety with the team and have that kind of sort of down-to-earth comical type character that's just kind of in there, thrown into the mix to do little things, and does help out, but in a lot of times it sort of like provides exposition and just does, is there for kind of to anchor us into the story and just kind of be like, holy shit about everything that's happening, and have her just kind of be thrown in there, which is kind of fun too, because I do like Wasp, probably more than Black Widow. Probably I think it could work better on the big screen. And then Black Panther, of course, T'Challa is just such a cool character that having him in the Avengers would make sense. So yeah, I think if I had to take out 2 characters, it'd probably be Hawkeye and Black Panther, or sorry, not, but I mean Hawkeye and Black Widow, and put in those 3 new ones. Of course, if they're going to make it 2 hours or so, they could just keep the same team, but that does some things with the budgets and, hiring on additional people. And in terms of screen time, I mean, if you have 10 characters all in there on the team, it's going to be hard to get, many of them screen time. A lot of them already had quite a bit in the first Avengers movie, so it might not even make sense to have them in the second one. They'll just kind of be around and just be there, but it really won't do anything for the story, and we've kind of already seen them enough. There is talks of doing a Black Widow movie in and of itself. I wouldn't be interested in seeing that. I don't think most people would. I don't think it's a good idea. I mean, it might make a small profit, but I think most people like myself, even though they're fans of the Avengers and of Marvel movies, probably wouldn't see it. I know I would personally wouldn't see it. I think Black Widow's already gotten enough exposure from Iron Man 2 and the first Avengers movie. I think that it might be time to move on from her character and just kind of leave her by the wayside. Other characters that could be introduced into the Avengers 2 would be like Miss Marvel. Who else? I think they should save her for probably the third one. If they're going to do the Infinity Gauntlet, they may introduce Adam Warlock. He doesn't have to be a part of the Avengers. He could just be sort of like exposition with regards to fighting Thanos, because nobody on the Avengers team really has that sort of like cosmic knowledge. You know, there's nobody that really understands all these types of things. Thor a little bit, but not to the extent of someone like Adam Warlock would, or like an intergalactic being would, like Silver Surfer or somebody like that. So they may introduce somebody like that, but I don't view him as a core member of the Avengers team. Then, of course, there'll be Thanos. The Chitauri may return, as is, well, I think they should probably switch alien races. I don't think they should have the Chitauri again. I think you should probably, Thanos may have his own. They could give him the Skrulls, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I guess that would work okay. But they probably won't. They'll probably just have it be Thanos and his own alien race together. And I think that's just about it for now. I mean, there's obviously tons of other Avengers characters. A lot of people have thrown out that they should put Wolverine and Spider-Man, and I agree, but they can't. Wolverine is under contractual obligations to Fox, and Spider-Man to Sony. So even if Marvel wanted to, until those contracts end, they literally can't. I assume once they do end, Marvel will take them back, because now that Disney owns Marvel and they know that they have this, golden egg, so to speak, they're going to probably want to take all their characters back and just use them themselves, because Disney's huge, obviously, so that makes sense. But for now, at least until those contracts end between Fox and Sony, we won't see either Wolverine or Spider-Man in any of the Avengers movies, at least not yet. But I would love to see that in the future for sure. Love to see Hugh Jackman play Wolverine too. I know he's probably getting to the point now where he's been doing it a long time, but I'm excited for the next Wolverine movie too. I can't wait to see that. The Wolverine, probably the Silver Samurai is the villain, which will be great. Can't wait to see that. I just think Hugh Jackman plays a really good Wolverine, and I thought that. Was it Tobey Maguire who played Spider-Man? I thought he did a good job too. So we'll see how the new one is. I'm sure he'll be all right, but I thought Tobey Maguire was pretty good as Peter Parker. He just made sense. But yeah, I think those are pretty much the only characters I can really think of right off the top of my head to add into an Avengers 2. I'm sure there's others, just that, there's so many others. Just that I think those are the ones that make sense. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. See you for the next one. Later. Peace.